We are going to need a cookie with as much relief as possible. The cookie can be of any diameter. Dye. I use purple and light green. Hydrangea can be of any different colors and shades. That's why you can choose any color for your hydrangea cookie. It doesn't matter where you will place the first flower. Sometimes I start from the center and sometimes from the side. First, let's talk about the details. Position the tip straight up with the white end touching the cookie. Squeeze the back, lifting the narrow end up and then down with the white end still touching the cookie. Then stop squeezing and move the hand with the back up. As a result, you should have a teeny triangle on your cookie. That's your first petal. The flowers of hydrangea have 4 petals and 1 center. That's why your second petal should be done with the white end touching the center for your flowers as much as possible. Move the tip a little away from the center to create the second petal. Repeat 2 more times and your first flower is ready. If you want your petals to be triangle, then move your hand with the piping bag a little bit more up. It will help you to create a pointed tip petal. If you don't do that, your flowers will be beautiful anyway, but the petals will be roundy. You need to pipe the petals of your next flowers in such way so that they support the previous one and don't leave big gaps between the flowers. To do that, every first petal of a new flower I try to pipe in the space between 2 neighboring flowers. Sometimes I squeeze the piping bag and hold my hand so that the icing can fill up the empty space. Now I will show you all the details using one cookie in one shot. Pay attention to how I do it. I recommend to do cookies with flowers measuring 1.8 inches. It lets you reduce the amount of icing you use because of the piping technique. Everyone loves cookies bigger than just one bite size. When we reach the edges of the cookie, it can happen that all 4 petals don't fit in there. Then I do just 3 petals or even 2 in order to keep a roundy shape of the cookie. Now we just need to do the center of the flower. The diameter of the tip opening is 0.1 inches. Now we will look at how to create more complicated multicolor hydrangea. We are going to need plastic food wrap, which we need to stretch on the table. Icing of 2 different colors. Put them alongside onto the plastic wrap. The icing that you placed in the lower part of the color that should be in the center of the flower. It means if I want my flower to have a green center and purple edge, then green icing should go at the bottom part of the plastic wrap. Roll the food wrap up to form a kind of a sausage. Twist the ends of the bag very tightly and cut the tip of one end. Put your icing wrapped plastic bag inside the piping bag and rotate it until the green color coincides with the white side of the piping tip. Test your icing before piping the flowers on the cookie. Now I have purple color coinciding with the white side of the piping tip, that is why the green color is going to be on the top. By rotating the tip, you can regulate where the color bodyline will be. If you want the color to be reversed, then just rotate the piping tip 118 degrees. And if you look on the other side of the wrapped plastic bag, you will see that it is solid colored and it is green. Remember, after rotating the tip, you need to squeeze out some amount of icing so that previous icing color combination changes into the necessary color combination. When you are happy with the result, you can start decorating your cookie. The style of piping is the same. The most important thing is to make sure that you apply the necessary color in the middle of the flower. Important to know, natural hydrangea has green color because of many different reasons, like how often it was watered or the level of acidity in the soil. The green color will always be in the center of the flower, while other color will be more or less on the edges of the petals. Let's compare two hydrangeas. Both of these hydrangeas were piped using the same technique and the same tip, but it is easy to notice that the purple flower looks more solid and rounded. This effect is achieved by piping the petals with vertical pointed tips. Another reason for this is that icing used in this flower is more consistent. It helps to maintain the shape of whatever you are piping. It is released from the tip more slowly, but it helps to create smoother lines and pointed tips. In this hydrangea, the petals are more open and flat. It happened because the icing was more liquid. No doubt this hydrangea is also gorgeous, but it looks less round and dimensional. Please keep that in mind as it's very important for some types of flowers. After it dries completely, we can start toning. To highlight the edges of the petal, use a wide flat brush about 0.3 inches wide. We are going to need the same dye that we used for the icing. Add a little bit of water so that the color is a bit more vibrant than the icing. Apply some color with the strokes of your brush as if you are trying to wipe it against the edges of the petal. Tone the central part of the flower with a small flat brush. Mix a bit of water with a light green color and dab the flower center with a brush. It will help the flowers look more real.